bags where heart lies.
Hey, what's up, body bags? It's Monday and it's week 331, which means it's Canuxploitation week, and that was a good thing because there's actually a few Canadian movies that I'm trying to knock out and stuff that I've yet to watch. And first one I picked is Intervision's Things from 1989, and first time watch for me. And I've said on many occasions, Intervision's one of my favorite labels of all time. Just real quick history of it. It's basically just an offshoot of Severin, and I did some research, and basically Severin really made this off-brand company because there's a bunch of movies they wanted to release, but they either feel like didn't have the following, or they didn't have the elements or the right tools to make HD transfers of them. But they still wanted to release them for the people that wanted them and stuff, because a lot of their movies were hard to get for the longest time, or only available on VHS. And so in 2011 they released Things on DVD, and I don't think I was collecting Intervision in 2011. I just started collecting them a few years ago, but this was one of the first ones I bought just solely on the cover alone. I just loved the feel of it, the colors, everything about it, so that had me sold. But basically, what I could say about this, it says right on the back here that it's the first shot on Super 8 Canadian film to become commercially released on VHS. Now, Intervision's released a few other Canadian SOV films, like Beyond the Seventh Door and stuff like that, and Phobe and all that. And I gotta say right off the bat, this was my least favorite out of all the Canadian Intervision shot on video movies to be released. And but I'll say the pluses before I get into the negatives. I'll say that this draws a lot of influence from Evil Dead, and they even shout out to that and reference it, because in the beginning, well, I'll just start with the main plot. Basically, these two dudes, friends, they go to this house, and because I think it's the one guy on the cover, his brother's missing or whatever, and they go to his house to chill and drink beer and hang out. And because in the beginning of the movie, you see the dude's uncle or whatever, he's in the basement making some kind of deal with the devil and all that. And fast forward, they end up going to the house and they're chilling, and they find a tape recorder in the freezer, and they start playing it, and it's got like these like the devil type stuff that they had in the Evil Dead tapes. And the dude on the cover even says, "What was that movie you watched? You were telling me about that crazy movie where they find the devil chants on the tape and all this stuff goes crazy at the end." And so that was kind of cool. They actually nodded to it because they knew what they were stealing from and ripping from. Now, movie's real dull, like in the first 3/4, because really they're just chilling in the same house. Nothing really exciting to look at, but they're just drinking, watching TV, making sandwiches, and basically the one dude plays a prank on the dude on the cover and gets like this bug thing off the floor and puts it in the sandwich. And the guy ends up eating it, and he kind of... Basically after that, there's like these creatures in the house that are attacking them, and they gotta dismember them and all this. And it basically possesses you like the Evil Dead does, to where you gotta dismember everyone and all that. And that's basically literally the extent of the plot, you know. I'll get into the video quality. It's atrocious, but you got to expect that going into a shot on video film released straight on DVD. There's, you know, not, as far as I can tell, there's been no restoration or anything. You know, it looks bad, but you got to expect that, and that is part of the charm. It's real grainy, real soft, a lot of artifacts, a lot of smudges and stuff. The acting is also atrocious, but that's also kind of the charm. Just awful dialogue, like stuff no one would ever say. The emotions aren't there. There's just acting's real bad, but that's one of my favorite things about this movie, is the bad acting. Like, that's what I look for in a shot on video film, kinda, is just the cheese factor of it. There was some decent gore. I think the blood and all that, the gore was good. I thought the creature effects were not good at all, but like I said, from '89, shot on video, people in Canada just messing around, you know. So you got to give them props for that. You know, there's actually a porn star from the '80s, Amber Lynn, is in this, and yeah, that's basically the extent of it. You know what I mean? As far as Intervision goes and all that, like I said, it's one of my least favorite. movies in their catalog. I mean, they don't have a whole lot, but they have a lot of gems, but this was one of my least favorite. It was just dull. I'll watch it again eventually, but not anytime soon. I mean, I'm obviously glad to have it in the collection. It's just a beautiful release. If you could see it, has a ton of bonus features there. Like, I'll read off a few of them. It's got commentaries, audio viewing party with the Cine family. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's some kind of commentary that you... And then testimonials on things, all new interviews with Toby Hooper and Jason L. Eisner, the director of Hobo with a Shotgun. So I guess they had some kind of... I don't know what Toby Hooper would have to do with things. I'm going to have to watch that. I should have watched it for this review, but I'm just doing a review on the movie itself. But 20th anniversary cast and crew reunion. Yeah, there's a lot of testimonials on these from directors. Behind the scenes with porn star Amber Lynn. Vintage appearance by the dude on the cover, and trailers. And one last thing I wanted to say about this, two things actually. The cover, pretty much you get, that's what you're going to get. It's the same color palette, everything like that. Just kind of dull and drab, but it's just goofy enough to keep you entertained. And another thing I want to mention about it is that scene you see on the cover, you don't really see in the movie. Like, as far as the outfit and stuff goes, there's no leather coat or jeans like that or nothing, which leads me to believe this picture had to have been taken like way after the movie was completed, because it's just, he looks a lot different than on the cover here, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's a quick 85 minutes. You know, any horror fan I think should be picking up Intervision releases, you know, and I wouldn't say this is one you definitely need to pick up if you're just getting into Intervision. You know, I'd suggest Burning Moon or Sledgehammer or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I gotta give it a good recommendation because it's one of my favorite labels. But then again, in the Intervision catalog, I gotta give it like a 6 out of 10. It was slightly above average, but not. It didn't blow my, you know, it didn't blow my mind like Burning Moon or something did, you know. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, I'll see you next week on Monday. Peace.